Welcome back to the On It Plumbing channel. I'm Morgan, and today I'm going to show you 3 ways you can repair galvanized water lines fast. Number 1, we've got our pipe threader. This is the least fast way to thread and the way that we don't use any longer here at On It Plumbing. Very rarely we'll find an occasion where we need to thread a pipe, but it is a last resort because it's slow, it's time consuming, and when we're working on repairing old galvanized lines, it's really hard on them. When you thread a pipe, it cuts halfway into that galvanized line, and if it's already compromised, it might die. Number 2, good old just threading onto existing fittings. In many situations, you'll be able to cut and thread off of an existing threaded fitting, in which case you can just put on your new fitting and thread it. We're gonna go over that today, and that is a very common way to do a proper repair on a galvanized water line. Number 3, and my personal favorite, is the MegaPress. This is a tool that came out probably 10 years ago, and it works great. You've got a fitting here with an O-ring, similar to the ProPress, but a special head, and you can press right onto your galvanized water lines and repair them within seconds. And it also is a quality repair. We find that we use this all the time at On It Plumbing, and honestly, it's like a miracle for plumbers. It saved us. And that goes especially with the tool in this box, which you'll see later in this video. Our oh shit repair, our last case scenario, your last chance, your last hope before you have to replace the whole line, repair couplings. These are just simply compression fittings that have a rubber grommet in there, and they are not ideal, but we run into some old lines where people don't have a lot of money, and this is a quick way to get the repair done and get your customer in service and get those old galvanized lines patched and fixed to live another day. That is our final and 4th option for galvanized repair. Let's go to the table and see how each one of these work on an actual water line. Option 1, your pipe threader, like we just mentioned. This is how you actually would have taken a galvanized stick of pipe, cut it with a saw, and then threaded it. You're gonna need a few components. You're gonna need threading oil, which I don't have here, but you'd actually pour oil. You can use motor oil or something in a pinch if you're on a job site and you need to make it work. And you can, I actually hardly ever use these, so I'm gonna look like a putz here. But basically you'll put that on a nipple. Pretend this is a bare piece of pipe. You would thread that in there and you would actually roll it, and you need to oil it and sometimes even back off and go again. And you're gonna thread it until the threads thread all the way to the outside here. And that's gonna tell you you've got enough threads to do your repair. And then when you pull it off, you're gonna have threads finished just like that. Now with this style repair, of course, you do need to tape and thread your joints. There we go. We're gonna do this. We've got our test subject here, so we've got our live water. We're gonna attach it onto our faucet here. Open this, turn it on, and we've got no leaks. This is your threading option and your number 1 way to fix galvanized water lines. No leaks. So the next one, threading, we just kind of showed you this with the pipe threader, but this goes hand in hand. A lot of times you're under a house and you've got a leak on a galvanized line, and the easiest thing you can do, as well as the most proper repair, is sawzall it before a joint, and then take and thread off the old joint and just put adapters or new pipe in between. A lot of times we'll put PEX adapters in and just run PEX in between, but the key is to find that joint. A lot of times you'll find a T with an old pipe coming off, you'll cut it, and you'll use your channel locks to thread off, put a new adapter in, and repair. So just make sure you've got a well-stocked assortment of 1/2 and 3/4 galvanized fitting. This will keep you stocked and ready to repair anytime you need to pull out the galvanized bin. Number 3, and my personal favorite, but also the most expensive. Very practical for a professional, maybe not as much for a homeowner. Let's let the neighboring geese go by. Oh my God. Shut up over there. Okay, just gotta get in closer. Sorry about the geese next door. We're gonna do this anyways. We got our Pro Press, our Milwaukee M12. We got our 1/2-inch head. This isn't gonna work because this is for copper. That's why we gotta come over here to the MegaPress head. They're expensive, but they're worth it if you do this for a living. So you can see it looks different, feels different, and you can press black iron gas with this, which was what it was first intended for. But then who didn't want to press water lines? I sure did. So they came out with these. Green and white means it's rated for water. Yellow is rated for gas. Double check me on that, but because we're using stuff off the van. But I know green for sure is water, yellow is gas, and this one's white. Comment in the video below. I'm not sure what white's for, but it's gonna work for the purposes of this video. Once again, these ones are stopped. If you're using a no stop, make sure you mark it. We're gonna go ahead and press this together, just like that. Make sure your pipe is clean so it doesn't cut the O-rings. And this is just gonna blow your mind at how easy this works. Right now, completely loose. Might need a new battery, it's kind of cold. Press 2. And just like that, almost as if it was magic, the pipe is repaired. I still am like a kid in a toy shop when I see these things. It just blows my mind. If you came from before the press days, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go test it under pressure. Water's live again. Come on, get up here close, Caleb. I have like never had one of these leak. That's how confident I am. And it's live right now as we speak. No leaks. And it's literally like a 10-second repair. All right, number 4 and our final repair is this compression coupling. Now, these are not a plumber's highest quality repair, but there are a lot of situations in a pinch where you need to do it. For example, we offer our customers and rotted out lines new services, but those can be thousands of dollars, and sometimes they just want a Band-Aid or a patch. And sometimes this is all we can do. Even our press tool won't work. So here's how you do it. Let's pretend this pipe is old and rusted, and we clean it up as well as you can with some sort of cleaning tool like a grit cloth. And we're gonna pull off all the components. So you're gonna have your coupling, you're gonna have your rubber seal, and you're gonna have this collar. Now, one side at a time, goes like so. Slip this over. And at least one side, you're gonna wanna mark halfway. So we're gonna use this as our halfway mark, and you're gonna wanna mark it, preferably both sides, to make sure you've got enough of a seal in there. And that's even a little bit too much. So we're gonna mark it here. And that'll be our kind of final mark there. Put a little X on that. That's where we wanna make sure we're getting to, so both sides are evenly sealed. Take the other side of our repair coupling here, and do the same thing. We're gonna go nut, collar, and rubber seal. And we're gonna find that mark, and we're gonna push to where it's just like that. Okay, then you stick your repair coupling in. It can be a little hard to get started, but you can do this in minutes, and it really is a good tool to have in your tool bag. Once you've got them as tight as you can by hand, you will use your channel locks to complete the process. And if you don't go tight enough, they will pop out. So you gotta make sure they're tight. I never try to use these in an above house situation where it could pop off and flood anything, but to be honest, I've really never had these fail. So there we have it. Let's hook it up to water and see if it holds water. Here we go. Hooking it up to the same faucet that we just did with our last repair. Open and going live. Go ahead and shoot me in there with it. Okay, as you can see, that holds well. And in a pinch, that is an awesome tool to have in your tool bag, and it will pull you out of a jam as a service plumber, guaranteed. I recommend having an assortment of 1/2 inch through 1 inch, 2 of each. And also these are super handy to have on shower valves in certain situations. This is what's called a Ford repair fitting, or these are just your standard galvanized repair couplings. Now make sure you always use the metal ones. They do make these in plastic and they are garbage. The metal ones work much better. Thanks for watching today's video, how we repaired galvanized water lines fast. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit that like button. Helps us out, it grows the channel. And leave a comment to what you want to see next time. I'm always trying to figure out what y'all want to watch. Morgan, On It Plumbing, we'll see you next week.